why would you use, for example, ISIS, as a representative example for Islam? Okay, only two kind of people do that to Muslims today, right? One, who are completely ignorant of the history of Muslim civilization. Two, who hate Islam. By looking at the ethnic claims people make over the land of Palestine, Joseph was of the opinion that the Jewish people have a claim over the land of Palestine because they've had an existence in this land for thousands of years, which everyone accepts. Everyone agrees to that claim. That claim, as far as it goes to highlight the point that the Jewish people have been there for a very long time. My contention was in response that that claim does not justify the current atrocities that are taking place on that land. Okay, the atrocities
against the Jewish people, you would say.
against the Palestinians and the Jewish people. I agree. There are Jewish innocent victims of terrorism, and there are Palestinian victims of terrorism. There are children, women, men, elderly dying on daily basis in Palestine, being bombed, being shot, being completely decimated. Okay, I'm saying none of these claims that go back thousands of years justify the current occupation, the current brutal occupation of the land of Palestine. It cannot be justified. Yeah, wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam. No problem.
For the camera.
No, wa alaikum
You
salam.
can't say wa alaikum salam because he thinks I might have wished death be upon him. Sa'am alaikum, which I did. I said assalamu alaikum, and he refuses to say wa alaikum salam. But thank you.
Now, I'm going to say wa alaikum salam.
Thank you, Aki. Thank you.
May peace be upon you. I'll say it in the English language so that people don't misunderstand. Okay, I'm saying assalamu alaikum.
Peace be upon you.
No problem. He's still our brother. He's a bit lost. He's our brother. He's a bit lost, but he's our brother. And our purpose here is to spread the love, spread education, spread beautiful ideas so that we can live together in peace. So today we were talking about history. So during this discussion, when we were talking about the claim of the Zionists over the land of Palestine, a lot of points were raised by Joseph, by myself. We talked about history, the presence of the Jewish people in that land, and then the absence after the Roman destruction of the city.
I'm being filmed, I can't, sorry.
The destruction of the city of Jerusalem at the hands of Emperor Hadrian in 132 and renaming of the city, all of that we discussed. Now we're coming to the point where I made a claim that the Jewish people were protected by Muslims and the Muslim civilization for over 1,000 years, right? And Joseph came back and he said, no, I don't agree with that. Actually, that claim is problematic. And then I said, now we are talking. Why?
That's
because this is
get a camera.
Yes. After I said that, get a camera so that we can get this on camera, where a Jew and a Muslim can talk about the treatment of the Jewish people at the hands of the Muslims throughout the history of Muslim civilization. This is a very, very interesting discussion which I want to get into. No, because me and Joseph are talking. You can talk later on.
Ask questions.
So Joseph, why do you actually disagree with that claim? My claim is that the Jewish golden age was when the Muslims protected the Jews for over 1,000 years.
Of course you'd say that, you're Muslim. But I'll come to it.
But
I'll respond to what
yes,
you said.
Please.
So one of the things that people that either Muslim apologists propagating Dawah do, they will take a point in history and they'll say it was great at this time, therefore throughout history the Muslims were good to the Jews. And that's simply not true. There were Muslims that oppressed Muslims throughout history, so of course there were Muslims that oppressed Jews throughout history. Okay. So I'll give you an example. In Morocco, you had a caliphate called the Almohads. And they said to the Jewish people that were living there, either you convert to Islam, which is against Islam, you're going to tell me the Quran says that it doesn't say that, but you either convert to Islam or we kill you. So Jews fled en masse from Morocco. And they went to Egypt, they went to various places, usually under other Muslim caliphates that were more favourable to the Jews. And so First and foremost, there has never been just a consistent period throughout time, throughout all Muslim caliphates, empires, where the Jews had it good. The second aspect of that is, even when times were great for Jews under Muslim caliphates, it was relative.
Were they ever great?
That's what I'm trying to get to. It was relative.
Okay.
And they were still second-class citizens. They still had a different tax system. They still weren't allowed to achieve certain positions within that Islamic society. They had greater freedoms and opportunities than in Christendom, but that's not necessarily a good thing, because in Christendom, again, some Christian nations were good to the Jews, others were terrible to the Jews. And so it just depended at which point of history and which rulers you're talking. So categorically, you are wrong if you said that Muslims were always good to the Jews. They weren't. Secondly,
Did I
would
make
argue,
that claim?
No.
Okay, so what was
Did
your
I say
claim?
always?
You said that the Jews... Okay, what was your statement?
I said the
Well,
Muslim
okay,
civilization treated the Jews with utmost respect.
And I just gave you examples where they didn't.
Okay, when I made a general claim, which is based upon the general history of the Muslim civilization. Now, if you show me exceptions to that general rule, I will acknowledge the exceptions, but the exceptions do not represent the general behavior of the Muslim civilization, which goes across over 1,000 years.
So let's
okay. So let's look at your examples you gave. Wait.
Okay, sorry.
You raised some very interesting examples, and this is why I believe someone as intelligent as you
Got all the cameras.
ought to
really good.
better, because you are a well-read Jewish gentleman, and I can see you are.
Give it to the Jews.
I can see you are religiously observant. The mics are growing.
He's got 3 mics, I've got none.
You take that one. You take that one. There you
all
go.
of you, don't worry.
Okay, so the point I want to pick on is what al-Muwahidun in the Arabic language, or al-Muwahids in the English language, did to the Jewish people. Before I get to that example, my contention is, why would you use, for example, ISIS as a representative example for Islam? Okay, only two kind of people do that to Muslims today, right? One, who are completely ignorant of the history of Muslim civilization. Two, who hate Islam, who completely hate Islam and want to deliberately tarnish the name of Islam and Muslims. There is no third option in my mind. So I will assume the better, I'll assume the best thing for you, that you are ignorant about the history of Muslim civilization. I won't assume the latter for you, right? I don't think you are a Islam or Muslim hater. I don't think so.
No, I'm not.
I hope you're not.
First and foremost, I'm not a Muslim hater. I have views.
Great.